I was running when the drum answered me. Not jogging. Not walking fast. Running. My feet tore through wet leaves, my breath burning my throat as the forest closed in on me. The drumbeat came again. Boom, 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 deep, hollow, and impossibly close. I stopped suddenly, nearly tripping over a root, my chest hammering like it wanted out of my ribs. The drum stopped too. That was when I knew. I whispered into the darkness, my voice shaking. Who is there? No answer. Only the sound of my heart. I waited, counting my breaths, telling myself I was tired, that fear could make you imagine anything. Then I took one careful step forward. Boom. Another step. Boom. My stomach twisted. I turned slowly, scanning the trees, the thick vines hanging like watching eyes. There was no clearing, no village, no people, just me and the drum. This was not the first time I had heard it, but it was the first time it had followed me. In my village, the drum is not a thing of music. It is not played for joy, not for dance, not for celebration. It is brought out only when someone dies. That rule is older than the huts, older than the paths we walk, older even than the names of the ancestors we whisper to the fire. When the drum comes out, everyone stays indoors. Doors are shut. Children are warned not to cry. No one looks directly at the drummer. And most important of all, no one listens too closely. I never believed in that last part. Until now. It began 3 nights earlier, when old Baba Nuru died. I was returning from hunting when I saw the smoke rising thicker than usual, the signal that someone had passed. Women wailed softly inside their huts, their voices low and controlled. No screaming, no collapse. Death here was familiar, but never casual. I found my mother sitting by the fire, her hands still. Who? I asked. She didn't look at me. Baba Nuru. I nodded. He was old, bent like a dying tree. It made sense. Still, my chest felt tight. The drum? I asked. Yes, she said. After sunset. Something in her voice made me look at her then. Her eyes were tired. Not sad. Afraid. Mother, I said quietly, it's just a drum. Her head snapped toward me so fast I flinched. Do not say that, she whispered. Not in this house. That night, the air felt heavier, like the forest itself was holding its breath. I lay on my mat, staring at the ceiling, listening as the village went quiet. Even the insects seemed to know. Then it began. Boom. Slow. Measured. The sound traveled through the ground, through the walls, into my bones. I swallowed, suddenly aware of my heartbeat. Boom. Again. And then, I froze. The space between the beats felt wrong. I pressed my fingers to my wrist. My heart jumped. The drum followed. My breath caught in my throat. No, I whispered. No, that's not possible. I tried to slow my breathing, tried to calm myself. When my heart slowed, so did the drum. I sat up, sweat cold on my skin. That was when fear truly touched me. The next morning, I confronted my friend Kojo by the river. You heard it too, I said. The rhythm. Kojo avoided my eyes, focusing on washing his hands. It's a funeral drum, Kofi. It followed my heart. That made him look at me. Do not joke about that. I'm not joking, I said, my voice rising. Listen to me. He grabbed my arm hard. Stop. People nearby turned. Kojo leaned closer, his voice low. If the drum notices you noticing it, you will regret it. I pulled my arm free. That makes no sense. None of this makes sense, he snapped. That's why we survive by not asking. 2 days passed. No drum. No fear. I convinced myself it had been my imagination. Grief mixed with exhaustion. I returned to the forest to hunt, determined to shake the unease. That was when I heard it again. Boom. Not from the village. From behind me. I spun around, spear raised. Nothing. I took a step. Boom. My heart raced. Boom. Boom. I ran. And the drum ran with me. I don't remember how long I stood there after it stopped, my legs shaking, bile rising in my throat. When I finally made it back to the village, people were already retreating into their huts. A child cried. A woman hushed him sharply. The air smelled wrong. I found Elder Mbala sitting alone near the shrine. "You hear it?" I said without greeting. His eyes lifted slowly. "You should not be here. It follows me." Silence. His jaw tightened. "How many?" I demanded. "How many before me?" He closed his eyes. That was the moment I understood something far worse than fear. This had happened before. That night, another drumbeat sounded. But this time, no one was playing it. The drum should not have been sounding. That was the first thing everyone understood. Funeral drums are touched only after sunset, only with permission, only with witnesses. Yet there it was. Boom, 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 rolling through the village like a living pulse while the sky was still streaked with dying orange light. Doors slammed shut. Children were dragged inside by their arms. I stood alone in the open, my skin crawling as the sound pressed against my ribs. "Stop it!" I shouted. "Who's doing this?" No answer. I turned toward the shrine. Elder Mbala was standing now, his hands trembling at his sides. His face looked older than I had ever seen it, carved deep with something that was not age but regret. "It has begun," he said. "What has?" I demanded, stepping closer. "Tell me the truth." He looked past me, toward the huts, toward the people hiding behind mud walls and woven doors. "They know," he said quietly. "They all know." I spun around. "Know what?" No one answered. The drum continued, and then I realized something that made my knees weaken. It wasn't coming from one direction. It was everywhere. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat with my back against my hut wall, knees pulled to my chest, counting the seconds between beats. Every time my heart sped up, the drum followed. Every time panic seized me, it grew louder, closer, heavier. At some point, I began to whisper to it. "Please," I said, my voice breaking. "I heard you. I understand. Just stop." The drum did not stop. Just before dawn, there was a scream. A child's scream. It cut through the village like a blade, sharp and sudden. I was on my feet instantly, bursting from my hut. Others emerged too, hesitant, terrified. A woman collapsed near the fire pit, her hands clutching her chest. "My son," she cried. "He won't wake up." I pushed forward, heart pounding. The boy lay still, eyes open, staring at nothing. No wound, no blood, just gone. The drum fell silent. The relief that swept through the village made me sick. They buried the boy before sunset. No wailing, no protests. I watched men I had known all my life lower a small body into the ground with steady hands. I watched the mother's face empty itself of tears, like she had nothing left to give. And I watched how no one looked at me. Not once. That night, the drum returned. Slower now. Heavier. Satisfied. I cornered Elder Mbala near the shrine before dawn. "You knew," I said. "You knew this would happen." He didn't deny it. "You let a child die," I said, my voice shaking with rage. "For what?" "For balance," he replied. I grabbed his robes, pulling him close. "Say that again." He didn't resist. "The drum is older than this village," he said. "Older than the forest. It was not made by our hands. It was found." My stomach turned. "Found where?" "In the ground," he whispered. "Where the earth breathes." I released him slowly. "The drum listens," he continued. "And sometimes, it answers." I laughed. A harsh, broken sound. "You're telling me this thing thinks?" "No," he said. "I am telling you it counts." He took me into the shrine. I had never been inside. The air was thick with old smoke and something darker, something metallic. The drum sat in the center, massive, its skin stretched tight, marked with symbols that seemed to shift when I stared too long. Every beat, Mbala said, is a number. I felt dizzy. Number of what? Of lives, he said. Leaving. Arriving. I shook my head. That's madness. He met my eyes. No. Madness is believing death takes without giving. My chest tightened painfully. Why me? I whispered. The elder looked away. Because you heard it answer back. He told me everything then. Generations ago, when famine and sickness nearly wiped us out, the drum began to sound on its own. Those who followed the sound disappeared. Crops returned. The village survived. The elders learned. When death came, the drum demanded balance. If none was offered, it would choose. You think Baba Nuru died naturally? Mbala asked. My breath caught. He was chosen, the elder continued, because he heard the drum respond to him once, long ago. I staggered back. And the child? I asked. Mbala's voice broke. The drum was impatient. That night, I tried to leave. I packed nothing. I said goodbye to no one. The forest greeted me with silence. Then, boom, I ran. Branches tore at my skin. Roots tripped me. My lungs burned. My vision narrowing as the drum chased me, matching me, mocking me. I screamed into the trees. Leave me alone. The drum answered. When I collapsed, gasping, it stopped. I lay there shaking, understanding fully now. It wasn't chasing me. It was waiting. I returned to the village at sunrise. No one spoke. They didn't need to. They were already preparing the ground. They did not ask me if I was ready. The village never asked again once the drum had chosen you. I stood at the edge of the clearing as the sun climbed, watching men dig a grave that was not yet assigned a name. The earth was dark and wet, clinging to their tools like it didn't want to let go. Every scrape of metal against soil felt like it was happening inside my skull. I approached my mother's hut. She was awake. I could tell because the fire was already lit, the smoke thin and careful, like she didn't want to draw attention. I stepped inside, my legs heavy. Mother, I said. She did not turn. They say the drum is restless, she replied softly. I'm leaving, I said, though we both knew it was a lie. She finally faced me. Her eyes were red, but dry. You cannot, she said. Not anymore. Why didn't you tell me? I asked, anger breaking through my fear. You knew. All of you knew. She stepped closer and touched my face, her hands shaking. Because telling you would have made it hear you sooner. I pulled away. You let this happen. Her voice cracked. I let the village live. The drum began again at midday. That was wrong too. Drum beats belonged to the night. Darkness softened them, hid them. In daylight, the sound was obscene, naked, undeniable. People dropped what they were doing and retreated indoors. The clearing emptied until only I remained. Boom. My heart jumped. Boom. I felt it then. Something tightening around my chest. Not pain exactly, but pressure, like invisible hands pressing inward. I shouted toward the shrine. Mbala, end this. The elder emerged slowly, his shoulders bent. There is nothing to end, he said. Then kill me now, I spat. Do it quickly. He shook his head. It doesn't work that way. The drum grew louder. They took me to the shrine at sunset. Not by force. I walked. That was the worst part. Knowing my body still obeyed me, even as my fate no longer did. The drum sat waiting, its surface gleaming darkly in the firelight. I could swear it was warmer than before. Breathing, almost. I backed away. No, I said. I won't. Mbala's voice was heavy with sorrow. You already have. The drumbeat synced perfectly now. Not just with my heart. With my thoughts. Every spike of panic brought a heavier beat. Every moment of stillness slowed it. I realized then that it had been training me, learning me, memorizing the rhythm of who I was. You don't need a body, I whispered to it. You already have one. The drum answered. That night, the village gathered. No chants, No prayers, just silence. They watched me the way one watches a fire burn down, waiting for it to finish so life could continue. I searched faces for mercy, for rebellion, for anything. I found none. Kojo met my eyes briefly. "I'm sorry," he mouthed. I laughed. A short, broken laugh that surprised even me. "Don't be," I said aloud. "You'll hear it again someday." I made one last attempt to escape. When the drum paused, just for a moment, I ran. Straight into the forest. This time, I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I ran until my legs failed, until my lungs felt like they were filling with fire. The drum followed, relentless, patient. When I fell, it did not stop. Instead, it slowed, waiting for me to rise. I understood then. It wasn't chasing me. It was pacing me toward the end. I don't know how long I lay there, staring up at the canopy, watching the light shift. My thoughts grew sluggish, heavy. My heartbeat no longer felt like mine. Voices drifted in and out. My father's laugh. My mother calling my name. The sound of rain on a roof that no longer existed. The drumbeat grew softer, gentler, inviting. I sat up. The forest was gone. I was back in the clearing. The grave was finished. They did not push me. I stepped into it myself. The earth was cool against my feet. The walls close. The sky above unbearably wide. I lay down, my body finally calm, finally in sync. The drum slowed. Boom, boom. Mbala stood over me. "I'm afraid," I admitted quietly. "I know," he said. "Will it stop now?" He hesitated. "Yes," he said, "for a while." That was the last lie anyone told me. The earth fell. Not rushed, not cruel, just enough to cover. As darkness closed in, the drum gave one final beat. Not loud, not heavy, satisfied. Morning came. The village woke. The drum was silent. And somewhere deep beneath the earth, where the ground breathes, something listened.